Have you ever started working on a beat or a track that you were almost certain was a banger, but somehow through the process of working on it, by the time you get to the end, it can feel clustered, messy, full, and kind of not quite where you were hoping was going to be? I've released a bunch of tracks that have flopped, and also a bunch of tracks that have got over hundreds and thousands of streams. So I know it can be super frustrating to work on something that in the end doesn't feel like it's going to perform. So in this video, I'm going to break down some of the techniques that I like to use to make sure I'm tapping into the psychology behind a hit song and make sure that I'm ending up with something that works almost every single time. Starting with number one, recognizing that beats actually need to be way simpler than you think. And the interesting thing that I want to clarify here is just because you have a simple beat, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it's not as difficult to create. I want to separate the two worlds between complex and complicated, right? So I think of complicated as having way too much stuff in, not enough space for the artist. Those sorts of things can make it so that you can't take the beat to somewhere that feels fun, feels like it's got a lot of earworm, a lot of natural energy, versus complex, which is oftentimes harder to achieve, where you can have something that sounds simple, but actually when you try to execute on it, extremely difficult. I think of songs like Chainsmokers, right? A lot of their songs feel so simple, but when you actually dig into how they create it, you realize it takes a whole lot of artistry and a whole lot of understanding. So let me kind of jump into the DAW and kind of show you how I'm trying to execute this on one of my tracks. This is a track I'm working on that should hopefully come out soon, fingers crossed. And if we listen to it, you'll see that it actually feels quite simple. So let's jump in from the verse. So right now we're just working with literally just the drums and the bass, and then I bring in an additional element. And that's all good. We bring in that additional element, and then watch what happens as I come from there to the chorus. I don't change much. All I do is bring in something that reinforces that simple melody, that dun, 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 dun. And coming up here is my full chorus. So for those of you who saw me make this, you saw me debate putting more things into the track. I was like, is it too empty? Is it too empty? And one of my favorite ways to check this is if you grab an a cappella or you grab your own vocals and put it on top, it can tell you almost instantly whether there's space for the artist. So what ended up happening is I threw an a cappella on, and then I realized, whoa, with that instrumental and the a cappella, the song already feels like it's got all the energy it needs. Anything else I would be doing would just be complicated. Let's check it out with the a cappella now, listening in. So you can feel all of a sudden those elements don't feel like they're too little, too few. And I have to be honest, achieving that type of separation was actually harder than adding more and more and more things. I wanted to still feel that groove, keep an interesting drum pattern, for instance, but while still having some restraint, while still holding things back. So I'm really proud, for example, of this drum loop, which doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff in it, but still gives you that type of groove. And by the way, guys, if you want to check out a process that I use, the funnel that I use to take these tracks from the ideas in my earlier videos and take them all the way to finished releases that, you know, can do well, check out that my idea to release framework. That's like a free training that you can check out. It's a PDF and a training that comes together that will just tell you exactly the same framework that I use to finish all of those things. Totally free. That'll be linked in the description. Number two is building up unique moments, right? And they can be small, they can be large, but something that I'm really trying to do is find ways to make things feel slightly different. For example, coming in from the verse to the chorus, finding ways to make things feel like there's novelty here. What I chose to do with this particular track was have a separate C section, if you will, that isn't alluded to in any of the earlier parts. And I feel like that's having something like that gave me that additional bit of spice that made me feel like, yeah, this track has what it needs. Things like textures, subbing out interesting sounds. You know, if you've got something that would be a typical snare and changing that for some type of Coke can opening or something like that. Small things like that are not only going to help with the first thing of making your tracks feel more unique, but they're also going to add interesting elements that someone, a listener, can grab onto and be like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. This is something I haven't heard before, okay? So again, let's jump into the DAW and I'll show you how I try to implement a unique moment that someone can latch onto to make it feel different from other tracks. By the way, guys, if you've been watching and you've been wondering how you can make music that sounds like this, or how you can make beats and bring them up to the next level, check out my coaching program, Producer Mastery. That's where I coach people one-on-one to help make the best music that they can, developing every skill they need from idea, music theory, mixing, mastering, and release strategy. Everything's covered so that you can start putting your best foot forward with your music career. Check that out. That'll be linked down below to book a free call with me. There's only a couple spaces available because it's literally just me teaching. So if it's full, it's full. But if it's not, check out the link down below to book a call to chat about that. Back to the video. So I'm going to come out of the chorus here, listening for that typical, you know, kind of Kate Tronada bounce that we've got here. And then I drop it right down, and then I introduce a new unique moment, my C section coming in here. Okay, so that bass isn't alluded to anywhere else in the earlier tracks. It's almost a slightly different vibe, pushing more into Afro beats. But when I found that, and I think I found it from some inspiration that I heard elsewhere, and I was like, I think that could work on the tail end of this. I was like, oh, okay, magic has just happened, right? And I absolutely love it because it feels different from what you've heard earlier. And that's something that I feel like the listener can grab onto, I can grab onto it and make something that feels genuinely fresh. The third technique that I wanted to kind of go over for this particular track is having simple motifs that can kind of stand out in like almost a nursery rhyme way. But then how do you take those simple motifs and turn them into something that can still feel fresh, still feel modern, and have like a very radio ready sound? And something that I've been loving to do is, instead of just thinking in terms of melodies and melodic instruments, having those motifs pop up in different places throughout your track can give that additional edge and be like, okay, now this feels professional. So you guys might have heard it with my bass line. The bass line is already introducing an idea. Dun, 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 dun. So that's kind of like, and it's two notes, right? One of the simplest melodies you can come up with. Dun, 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 dun. What I chose to do with my chord pattern is have it follow the same motif of dun, 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 dun. So now you're hearing it not only from the bass, it's being reinforced with the keys as well. And then so on and so forth with other aspects in the track. That means I can keep things simple. I can have something that hooks your ear, but you're hearing it in new and fresh, different ways, right? So using different melodies, maybe even different textures following that kind of a vibe. In fact, that's a fire idea. I've got to remember to try that on this particular track. But it's going to allow you to go so far because you're introducing that perfect blend of something that's familiar and variety. And that's really the two things that we're playing with when we're trying to catch a listener's ear. We want them to feel familiar and at the same time have novel experiences listening to our track. So let me show you what this looks like with this particular track. Okay, so we've got the bass line, as I spoke about. Okay. Okay, so that's the melody that's been reinforced. But now check what I've chosen to do with the chord stack that I've chosen here. Da, da, da. Same motif. Same motif. And then this time introducing a few other things to add a counter melody on top of that, right? We'll check from the chorus. So you can see that I'm trying to use that motif in so many different places that it doesn't feel overwhelming for the listener. They can just be like, oh man, that's the same thing that I heard earlier in a slightly different way. And it makes the whole thing feel way, way more catchy. These are some of the psychological things that I'm trying to keep in mind when I'm working on my tracks that I've noticed have given them way more chance of performing when I put them out. And also it makes them feel more creative and more fun for me to listen to as well. If you guys are interested in learning exactly how I implement these techniques, how you can go from idea to release and even further with your music, check out Producer Mastery. That's my coaching program where I'm coaching people one-to-one to make the best beats, the best tracks of their lives and start making music that they genuinely enjoy, releasing and having success with their releases as well. So check that out. If you want to see how I made this beat, check this video right here and I'll catch you in the next one.